The wind chimes were small, delicate, and soothing. Hanging from the porch, they barely whispered when the breeze passed through. Most neighbors never noticed them. But one person did: Karen. She lived 3 houses down and had a reputation for finding problems where none existed. Her letter arrived sharp and dramatic, accusing the chimes of noise pollution and disturbing the neighborhood peace. The homeowner stared in disbelief. Out of all the barking dogs, lawnmowers, and weekend parties, it was 2 tiny wind chimes that enraged her. But instead of annoyance, her complaint sparked an idea. Karen escalated quickly. She filed a noise complaint with the HOA, citing constant clanging. At the next board meeting, she demanded the homeowner remove them. But the bylaws were clear: normal outdoor decorations were allowed, as long as they didn't exceed specific decibel levels. The board, reluctant to challenge Karen directly, warned the homeowner to be considerate. That word, considerate, code like a challenge. Karen wanted control, not peace. And if she thought one set of wind chimes was unbearable, she was about to learn what a real storm of sound sounded like, all perfectly within the rules. The homeowner went online and began ordering wind chimes of every shape and size. Bamboo, metal, glass, ceramic, anything that caught the light and made a sound. Packages arrived daily, stacking on the porch like a miniature warehouse. Neighbors raised eyebrows, curious but amused. Karen, however, watched in horror from across the street. She had no idea what was coming, but her instincts told her this wasn't over. The homeowner's plan was meticulous. Every chime would be tested to ensure it remained within legal limits. It wasn't defiance, it was preparation for a symphony Karen could never silence. Installation began on a sunny Saturday morning. Hook strings and poles turned the yard into a dazzling gallery of wind chimes. Trees sparkled with glass chimes, porches jingled with bamboo, and garden stakes carried smaller, tinkling versions. By sundown, over 50 were swaying gently in the breeze, each one subtle but collectively enchanting. The sound wasn't loud, it was layered, soft, and almost musical. Neighbors strolled by, fascinated. Some even complimented the homeowner's creativity. Karen, meanwhile, fumed from behind her blinds, scribbling furiously in her notebook. To her, it was noise. To everyone else, it was art. Karen marched back to the HOA, demanding action. She insisted the wind chimes were unbearable, calling them auditory assault. But when inspectors measured the noise levels, every single chime fell within the legal limit. The board sighed, powerless to enforce her demands. Frustrated, Karen began pacing her yard at night, glaring at the homeowner's property like it was a crime scene. Meanwhile, the homeowner wasn't finished. A new shipment arrived, another 50 chimes. They were hung in strategic spots, creating a constant but gentle hum that spread through the block. Karen's crusade had officially backfired. Soon the neighborhood embraced the spectacle. Children treated the yard like a magical park, weaving between the swaying chimes. Elderly neighbors said it was calming, even meditative. Some asked for advice on where to buy their own. What Karen intended as a complaint had blossomed into a community trend. A few houses down, more chimes appeared, turning the street into a chorus of delicate sounds. Karen's isolated anger looked pettier by the day. Her once powerful reputation as the neighborhood enforcer was unraveling, replaced by the image of someone hopelessly fighting against the wind. Desperate, Karen tried calling local authorities, but they too confirmed nothing illegal was happening. Her complaint trail became a running joke in town offices. Meanwhile, the homeowner basked in the irony. Karen had turned a single quiet decoration into a full-scale neighborhood movement. The HOA, tired of her constant reports, politely suggested she find another solution. For once, Karen had no leverage. She couldn't punish, fine, or silence her neighbor. All she could do was stew in bitterness as the gentle chorus of wind chimes filled the air, night after night, reminding her of her failure. By the end of summer, the homeowner's yard held nearly 100 chimes. The sound was soft, almost hypnotic, never crossing the line of legality. The neighborhood now carried a distinct, soothing melody that visitors admired instantly. Karen, defeated, pulled her blinds tight and muttered about moving someday. The homeowner, meanwhile, smiled each evening as the wind carried the notes across the block. What began as one petty complaint had turned into a victory of creativity over control. Karen's war on wind chimes ended not in silence but in a symphony she could never stop.